Hey, welcome back to Getting Out to Business, the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. Something I'm super passionate about is bridging the gap between marketing and strategy, because so often people see them as sort of different lines of effort. But if you want to really reach your objectives, you really have to connect the dots. And that's what my next guest, the author of Brand Vision, The Clear Line of Sight, Aligning Business Strategy and Marketing Tactics, and that's Jim Everhart, is here to talk about. Jim, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, Shalom.
Absolutely. It's an honor. I know, Jim, you are a freelance strategist and writer working with corporations and agencies to develop marketing, communication tactics, and campaigns. You spent more than 4 decades in the marketing industry, most of it at Godfrey Advertising, one of the largest business-to-business marketing agencies in the United States. And certainly you know a thing or two about strategy as well as marketing. So you're the perfect person to talk to us about it. So, it's really interesting. A lot of people think that they're separate efforts. How do you actually sort of relate a company's business strategies to a marketing campaign?
Well, I mean, it just seems to get, you're right. It just seems to get disconnected so often. And I can tell you that honestly, the number of times somebody has said to me when we started out first meeting with a client, the number of times they say to me, hey, here's our business strategy and here's what we want to do. And here's where we're going with that. I could count in 20, 30, 40 years, I could count like on one hand the number of times that happened. Most of the time I have to ask them, and you can sometimes it's not even articulated. Nobody really even says what the business strategy is, which is a real head scratcher, no question about it.
For sure.
But first we talk about it, and secondly, then we try and figure out how does this need to live in, how do they need to live this positioning in their marketing?
I'm chatting with the author of Brand Vision, The Clear Line of Sight, Aligning Business Strategy and Marketing Tactics. That's Jim Everhart. And Jim, what I love about this is it's not really just a book, it's really a blueprint. And it talks a lot about the business strategy, the audiences, the messaging, campaigns, and results. I have a feeling that those things are very strategic, if you will, those areas that it's not just words for you because you've done this for quite a while. So when was that aha moment for you when you discovered that sort of there's a disconnect that's happening and you realize that you might have the recipe to fix it?
Well, I mean, basically what happened was, I was really fortunate that I came into into all the multimedia things, multimedia and internet things in the 90s when you just got internet, and then you got email, and then you got search, and then you got online advertising, and so you got to take them one, and then you got social. You got to take them one at a time. Whereas now everybody's overwhelmed by all of the choices they have, and that's been my aha moment, where people look and say, oh my gosh, I don't know what I have to do, so I just have to throw stuff against the wall. It's like, no, that's a good way to waste a lot of money.
Oh, for sure. And so many of our listeners, Jim, are small business owners, entrepreneurs. And when they're hearing these terms, they're hearing, strategy, which everybody has always taught them that they need a strategy, whether it's having a budget, but having a business strategy, ultimately an entire plan for a marketing program and for their business. But then they also hear marketing. But it's such a foreign concept to them. It's like, how are you going to do any of these things, certainly even connect the dots, when all they're trying to do is keep the lights on? Jim, what's your advice to the small business owners and the entrepreneurs that might be tuning into this program?
The first thing is to focus, and think about the fact that you don't have to do all these things. You don't have to be on Instagram necessarily if it doesn't fit. What you have to do is you have to focus your efforts. That's the best thing they can do, which is to really think about, what do I want to say? And then the secondary question is, who am I talking to, and what's the best way to reach them? Those are the kinds of things that you want to keep. You can't try and be all things to all people.
That's for sure. So what's the key takeaway that you want people sort of looking at this book, again, Brand Vision? What's that key takeaway and homework assignment that you want people to walk away with?
Probably, an adjunct to the focus is to think in terms of campaigns. think about all these things being related. One of the magical things that I talked about, you said, what was the moment? Probably the aha moment for me was when I realized that all these things were made to be connected. Boy, connectivity was in from the word go. You had to go. You clicked on a link and you went somewhere, and that's so it's built in. And understanding that these things that all the tactics you want to do need to work together to
Yeah.
produce the goal you want.
Absolutely. The book is called The Brand Vision, The Clear Line of Sight, Aligning Business Strategy and Marketing Tactics. And what I love about it is that each of those sections, business strategy, audiences, messaging, campaigns, and results, have a lot of visuals, a lot of illustration with a pyramid device, which I know certainly really, really help to show a single overarching summary concept that makes it really, really simple for anybody reading it. So Jim, perhaps the most important homework assignment is getting people in touch with you and picking up a copy of the Brand Vision book. How can we do that?
Basically, it's on Amazon, but you can also go to brandvisionbook.com, which is my website. And you also can connect with me on, I work mostly on LinkedIn.
Fantastic. I know all you need to do is just look up Jim Everhart, and the website again is brandvisionbook.com. Jim, really appreciate you joining us. I encourage everybody to check out a copy of the book. We'll link to it through our website. But quick break here on Get Down to Business, the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. We'll be right back.